Hey everybody, Zach Hernandez92 here with a special video for you guys today. I'm going to do a top 10 most underrated video games, personally, just my opinion. Not really sure if any of these are actually underrated, just by my personal experiences with the game, people I knew, and online that I've seen so far, these games are considered underrated. I've been watching YouTubers doing top 10s for quite a few years now. Been wanting to try one. And even though my video quality is not the greatest, I am going to show you my personal top 10 most underrated video games. I'm going to start it off with a game that came out. Oh yeah, actually I wrote all this down so I can actually remember. Okay. ZombiU for the Wii U is, to me, a very, very underrated, very fun, especially multiplayer-wise, very fun and unique game that came out on the Wii U in 2012. Yeah, okay, came out November 18th, 2012 on the Wii U, and it eventually came out on the PS4 and the Xbox One, but without the, obviously, the U in the title and the multiplayer mode, which is exclusive to this version. But I personally think it is honestly very fun, definitely fun for if you have friends over, especially one of my personal friends who really loves this game. I think it's great. It's definitely actually one of the most scary games I've ever played, and no, I haven't played much of Resident Evil, so can't count those on the list. I'll turn this slightly. There we go. That's better. Next thing I'm going to show is a game that not too many people probably have played, and probably don't care for the show itself, but I personally love the show and the franchise altogether as a whole. I think Ben 10, Protector of Earth for the Wii is, or PS2 if you prefer, or the PSP. And DS, I guess, possibility. Really love this game. Very underrated. I personally think this game should have gotten better in reviews. Because I've seen reviews of this game, it was pretty low. And I can see the point. It is very short. You don't get many transformations for Ben's aliens. But overall, the gameplay is very fun, unique. I love the combo system that they have. My personal favorite to use is most likely Heat Blast and Accelerate. But I personally love this game. I really don't get all the, mediocre reviews this game got. Next up. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that game actually came out in 2007. Okay, next up is Batman Begins. Either the GameCube, PS2, or Xbox version, it doesn't really matter to me. Personally, I prefer the GameCube. But this game, usually movie-based games are really bad. But in this exception, I had to give it for Batman Begins because it is fantastic. It feels similar in a way to Batman Arkham Asylum, but without obviously the nice visuals, great combat. But this game on its own is very similar to Batman Arkham Asylum. This follows the movie almost identical, and there are movie cutscenes which aren't the best quality, but as a whole, this game is really worth your time to try out if you wanted to try it. I personally love this game. I'm a big fan of Batman, and as you can see, there's two actually right over there. Actually, I also have all of the Arkham games. I'm also going to forget to tell you that this list will be on only one per franchise, and as much as I really wanted to include other games, I'll probably save those for another top 10 some other time. That game came out, though, in June 14th, 2005. Alright, so now that one's out of the way, going to go to, here we go, Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. I played the original one on the Wii. Don't think I've actually played it on the PS3 that I can remember. I think I played it on my friend's Xbox 360, and it was good, but I really think this one stepped it up a notch. Though the reviews, I do kind of agree on it being too short, but it is a very fun experience, whether or not you're overpowered or not. Yeah, the difficulty spike should have been a little higher. But overall, the graphics look nice, the gameplay is very fun. Very deep story, honestly. I don't see why people thought this game had a really, really weird and slow-paced story. It's just not very deep. I loved it. But okay, that's enough about that. That game actually released in, I think it was 2000 and... Oh, where'd it go? 2010. I did not see it for a second on my list. Next up is going to be a game that I honestly think should get more recognition. Ratchet Deadlocked for the PlayStation 2. I'm a big Ratchet & Clank fan, not as much as I am as another franchise from PlayStation, which I'm going to show later in this video. Not going to spoil it. But I've personally always loved the Ratchet & Clank series. I'm really excited for the new Ratchet & Clank game coming for the PS4, and also the movie in theaters that I just seen a trailer for. But I absolutely love the Ratchet & Clank series, and this one is by far one of my personal favorites growing up, though it has some language, and I really, really wish it didn't. This game had amazing visuals, amazing just gameplay in general, brilliantly platformed, amazing multiplayer as well. Played this a lot growing up. This game also released on October 25th, 2005. Obviously exclusively for PlayStation 2. Next up is actually going to be a game on my Wii U. Well, it's actually for the Game Boy Advance. Oh, hello me. Not going to really show too much of this, but it is Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire for the Game Boy Advance. This game didn't do as good for some reason comparatively to the first one. Now I'm going to turn it down, so just in case if no copyright issues. Just FYI, I do not own any of this gameplay footage. This belongs to Game Freak and Nintendo. But I really loved Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Advance, and I'm really glad they brought this onto the Wii U's Virtual Console. Even though it would make more sense for the 3DS. Either way, I still love it. Very, very fun game. Love the visuals, love the gameplay, love the animations of this. This is great. Just really great. That game released, I believe, in August 25th, 2003. That was actually not too far after when the Ruby and Sapphire came out on Game Boy Advance. Obviously for the Game Boy Advance exclusive. Next up, The Wonderful 101 for the Wii U. This game sadly sold very little and not very big because they just didn't commercialize this game. If they would have commercialized it, it would have been, to me, more popular. Because this game is absolutely unique. Very fun, very creative. Made by Platinum Games. Very fun multiplayer mode. Amazing visuals. And the story is very, very, let's say, 1960s Batman kind of game. Like, video game comedy, I should say. Very cheesy, but absolutely fun, a blast to just play. Definitely looking forward to the next game in the Platinum series that's helping out Nintendo, which is Star Fox Zero. That will be coming soon. Anyway, this game released onto the Wii U in, where is it? 2013, September 15th. I actually did an unboxing of this, I think. Very fun game, very original. I definitely recommend trying it if you have a Wii U. And if you don't have a Wii U, definitely get one. It's worth it. Once I could get this thing to focus. Yeah, this camera's terrible. Either way, you know what it looks like. There you go. Next up is definitely one of the most debatable games in probably the 360 and PS3 generation, and Wii. Sonic Unleashed, my bad. Sonic Unleashed for the 360 or Wii or PS3, which is the one I was actually looking for. But this game is very fantastic. Love the visuals, love both the night and the day stages. Though it has some camera issues with the Werehog, it's still very, very fun, and the combat is fluid, both unique in their own rights. I don't know, something about the Wii version I just really love compared to this version. Even though this version has more stages, this one has more creativity, in my opinion. Both great games, definitely recommend them. Either version. This game came out, I believe it was 2008. Yes, it was. November 18th, 2008. Very great. Very underrated. So hated on, I don't know why. Number 2. I should have counted them. But that's from my order from least to my number 1 most underrated. This is number 2. Mega Man Star Force franchise as a whole, but this one is not the one I was wanting, but I could not find the one I was looking for. The one I was looking for originally is Mega Man Star Force 3 Black Ace. The Mega Man Star Force is considered the least favorable for some reason over all the Mega Man games. I'm not sure why, because I actually love the combat. Mega Man Star Force Pegasus was actually the game that got me into the Mega Man franchise. I've played Mega Man games beforehand, but I just never got into them. But once I found out this was an RPG, separate from the actual 2D platformers that the previous ones were made for, I loved Battle Network and Star Force. Personally, I prefer Star Force just because of its awesome visuals, extremely deep story, amazing visuals. Did I say that? No, I didn't. And just amazing characters, I should say. Just really deep characters. I really liked them all. Great story. Just very great game. It came out in 2009, I believe, in the United States. Or North America. Yep, 2009, June 30th. This was the last one in its series. Sadly, didn't see the light of day. Oh, there we go. Light of day in the franchise. Next up, man, my arm's getting tired. Last but not least, my personal favorite and most underrated franchise of them all. Sly Cooper and Amphibious Raccoonus. As a whole, I'm a big Sly Cooper fan. I have Sly Cooper 1, Sly Cooper 2. I do have the Sly Collection, which has 3 in it. I don't have 3 personally just yet. And Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, which is 4. Now, all these Sly Cooper games are very, very great in, obviously, in my opinion. Even though they're making a movie out of Sly, I really wish they could do more justice and give him a 5th game for the PlayStation 4. Keep him as he was in Sly Cooper's 1 through 4. Very comical, very hilarious, very amazing visually. Keep it more open world is what I want. Sly 2 is personally my favorite Sly Cooper of them all. Then it would probably be Sly 4 afterwards. Sly 4 is definitely a really, really good game. Definitely personally love the Sly Cooper franchise. Though the original one came out, though, back in 2002, September 23rd. Obviously for the PlayStation 2 originally. Very, very great games. Deep story. You can easily connect with any of the characters that are in the game. There's Sly, Bentley, and Murray. Then there's Carmelita, and probably Sly's previous ancestors. Love the visuals, love the gameplay, love the stories. Definitely recommend picking up any of the Sly Cooper games if you want. Preferably, if you want to try it out, try the first one out. Either on PlayStation 2, or if you have a PS3, get this collection. It's very worth it. Those are my top 10 most underrated video games or franchises in my, well, I'd say of all time, to be honest. I really just love those games. I recommend anyone trying them out. Well, that's it for this video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys next time, and God bless to all.